artistic anomalies. These hold deep meanings of hidden shaded truths, sparking serious curious questions about history and faith, representation, and the unexpected corners of religious art. Pay close attention, amazing people. You are just about to hear it today, like it is, in this video. Before we continue, kindly endeavor to hit that like button as a way of supporting our works. Share with your families and friends to keep spreading our eye-opening black narrative, and subscribe to stay put for more, while you help in building the rising membership of this channel. We appreciate your support. First and foremost, let's start with the person of the most popular name in the world today, Jesus. Mark chapter 4 verse 22. For there is nothing hidden which shall not be manifested, neither anything kept secret that would not be brought to light. For centuries, the most common image of Jesus Christ, at least in Western cultures, has been that of a bearded, fair-skinned man with long, wavy, light brown or blonde hair and often blue eyes. But the Bible doesn't describe Jesus physically, and all the evidence we do have today indicates that he probably looked very well different from how he has long been portrayed. The Good Book offers few clues about Christ's physical appearance. Most of what we know about Jesus comes from the first 4 books of the New Testament, the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. According to the Gospels, Jesus was a Jewish man born in Bethlehem and raised in the town of Nazareth in Galilee, formerly Palestine, now northern Israel. During the 1st century, we know that Jesus was about 30 years old when he began his ministry. So tells us the Bible book of Luke chapter 3 verses 23. But the Bible tells us virtually nothing about what he looked like, except that he didn't stand out in any particular way. The historical Jesus likely had the brown eyes and skin of other 1st century Jews from Galilee, a region in biblical Israel. But no one knows exactly what Jesus looked like. There are no known images of Jesus from his lifetime, and while the Old Testament kings Saul and David are explicitly called tall and handsome in the Bible, there is little indication of Jesus' appearance in the Old or New Testaments. In addition, when Jesus was arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane before the crucifixion, Judas Iscariot had to point Jesus out to his soldiers among the disciples, presumably because they all appeared similar to one another. But the words of the Bible in itself did not hint on the reasons behind their similarities. Whether they were white or black, or why or how they looked too similar, it did not tell. Considering these events, one is made to actually wonder, were these words deliberately expunged from the Bible to hide certain glaring truths, or did the writers of the Good Book of the Gospel fail to discuss these things? However, the portrayal of Jesus as a white European man has come under renewed scrutiny during this period of introspection over the legacy of racism in society, and over the actuality of truth. One of the major factors of this renewed scrutiny happens to come with the buzzing news concerning certain storming revelations from Russia. For some time now, the recentness of this event has got everyone talking in wonderment.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has decided to move one of Russia's holiest icons from a museum to a Moscow cathedral. This arises a debate around Putin's growing reliance on the church.
Emphasizing on the importance of the holy icon, Putin ordered Andrei Rublev's Trinity be transferred to the Russian Orthodox Church from Moscow's Tretyakov Gallery for a year. The relocation of Russia's most well-known icon highlights how closely the war has intertwined politics and religion. The icon depicts the oak of Mamre, where the 3 angels visited Abraham in the book of Genesis.
Did you notice anything about these icons on display? They are all black. Icons dating back to the 14th century, brought together from private collections across Russia. Rare and strongly challenging masterpieces, most of which were destroyed during the Soviet era.
It's very beautiful. It gives you goose pimples. It's a remarkable exhibition.
It's an exhibition which feeds the senses. Everything is so gray outside at the moment, and here suddenly it's a feast for the eyes.
These icons that you see are the survivors of what is left. Had the museums not saved them, they wouldn't be existing today. There used to be millions of these icons, but now only 50,000 of them are within sight. The unveiling of these icons is a powerful testament to the enduring strength of truth. The authenticity of these paintings compels us to re-evaluate our understanding of the past, particularly regarding the presence and representation of black figures. For centuries, these figures may have been shrouded in obscurity, but their rediscovery sheds light on previously untold stories, standing as a challenge to long-held assumptions, prompting us to rewrite history with a more inclusive lens. Many Russian icons were destroyed or sold abroad by agents of the Soviet government. Some were hidden to avoid destruction or were smuggled out of the country. Since the fall of communism, numbers of icon painting studios have again opened and are painting in a variety of styles for the local and international market. Many older, hidden icons have also been retrieved from hiding or brought back from overseas.
The Castel San Angelo in Rome is currently hosting an exhibition of 40 Russian.
This program explores the mystery
Can you hear me? I do have no sound.
Shalom. Shalom, young man, Bryce. Can you hear me?
Okay, I got you.
Shalom.
Okay, I could.
You can hear me? You can
I,
hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Can. I think I may have been muted, so I need to go back and say some of the things. Not sure if I was muted or not, whether I hit that mute button accidentally. But so I'll kind of pick up again, just in case I just came in. Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatam, to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Alatam by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, to all the sisters. So shalom. You good now?
Shalom.
Okay.
Now
Let's get it.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay,
Clear.
let's get
Loud.
it. Okay, so I think I may have been muted for the last few minutes as I was talking. I'm not sure, but when I look at my button, it might have been muted. So let me go back over some of what I've said, and then we'll pick up. Okay, so okay. What I was saying, I played a short clip about the Russian icons and Putin, where Putin brought out the paintings, and he also made mention that a lot of the first set of paintings and drawings and depictions of the earliest set of people from the Bible, going all the way back, all of them are shown as black people. So Putin brought these out, and he also did an interview saying that the people were black, not only showing that the pictures, but now. So the question is, now that we have these black pictures, this evidence, because man, ISUPK was saying this from 1969, and right now ISUPK continues to say the same thing, that the Jews, which are the Israelites, are black and has been all along. But now that this information has come out, and in a manner that it's out, and it now actually shows a difference with the colors that we've been seeing all of our lives. Now we see in this part of the world, we see that this part of the world, all of the depiction of all of the biblical characters, the apostles, the Last Supper, and any Mary, anything that was painted or pictured, it always showed as Caucasian people. Now, what Putin has brought out, all of these people were painted are showed as black people, people of color. So now we have an issue, because you have on one side we have Putin bringing out this information, and on this side we have what we've been seeing all of our entire lives. We've been seeing, nobody had to tell me what color Jesus was until I came into the truth. Before I came into the truth, Jesus was a white man. Why? Because every picture I saw from my early years showed that he was white. But coming into the truth, I understand that that was a lie. And so what we are battling with now, people are still in the lies. So what Putin has brought out, and what we're going to be going into, is these scriptures. We're showing that the Jews are black, the Israelites are black. And so now we have, and as we're saying, maybe people would kind of believe us a little more because the oppressor is now saying it. But ISUPK has been saying this now from 1969. Maybe you'll get a little more traction. Our people, we seem to like other people saying things more than us, more than the black person saying it. They'll believe a Caucasian before they believe their own brothers. So we're gonna make sure that everybody know this has been preaching from every street corner, I guess, in America by ISUPK. And from I came into the truth, we've been And we have scripture to support it. And now we're going to go into some of these scriptures and saying, so if, and the information is Putin is bringing out all of these persons of dark color. America has been showing all these people of white color. We've been saying all along that the people of dark color is the true Israelites. And so now we have more supporting information. And as we go into the scripture, this should help to solidify our faith. And this should give us more confidence to know that we are the Israelites of the Bible. We descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And now we're getting not only that we believe it, now that the world hopefully is getting more proof. And with that, I'll pass the class over to Captain of 13,000, Captain Naita. Yahweh Shem
Hey.
Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Shabakatham. How your brothers doing?
Can't do Tawab.
In Tawab? Okay.
Cancer.
I see again into a heavy topic.
Cancer.
Right.
I'm going to send this topic out to some of the people direct. Salakia,
Yeah.
Salakia.
You need to, because they've been thinking all the while that, you know what I mean, color doesn't matter. As if everything. Color does not matter. When color matters,
Cancer.
you know what I mean, color does matter. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in the Bible. You know what I mean? Then if color didn't matter, then they could have just painted an outline of Christ. Right? Let's paint an outline of him. Why they had to go paint a white picture, you know what I mean, and say that's Christ? Why they had to do that?
And if color didn't matter.
Right? But it did it because they know your color means something. You understand? That color means something. Christ being black means something to the black community, the Hispanics, and Native Indian community. It means a whole lot. Right? Now you don't have to think that, you know what I mean, because of what America did to us, because of what England and all these so-called European nations did to us, they don't try to take away our self-confidence as a people. You don't take our culture, land. You took everything away from us. You know, it's like a woman in an abusive relationship. And every day that man is making sure she feels belittled about who she is. You understand? And that's us when it comes to the so-called oppressor. All right. Now, before I get into something, do you all have any questions?
Nah, sir.
I was studying about the eunuch. What is the eunuch? What was the job description?
Eunuch. Okay. All right. Shikot again. Ashka.
Cancer.
Right. Look up what a eunuch is in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. All right. All right. Right. Go to Matthew 19 and 12. Right. Right. So a eunuch could be basically one of three things. All right. One of three things a eunuch could be. All right. And we're gonna get it in the Bible. All right. You want to read it?
I heard.
Matthew 19 and I think I said 12, right? But go ahead, young man Bryce. What you were saying? What you heard a eunuch is?
Salaki, when you're ready for the scripture, I have it, sir. And I'm
Okay.
looking for you.
Did you check for it in his Zondervan?
I'm looking for it right now, sir.
Okay.
Oh, what I was saying that the eunuch, so they take the manhood of a eunuch in the Bible days.
Okay,
I
sometimes.
saw some.
Go ahead, I'm listening. Right. If you can't find it in the Zondervan, you read the scripture for me.
I will find it, sir. I'll read the scripture now. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 12. For there are some eunuchs which were born from their mother's womb.
Right. So hold on. There are some eunuchs that were born from their mother's womb. Right. Right. This is a man, right? A male child that was born with what? Without his what?
Without his penis. Or
okay.
Testicle.
Not yeah. That's more like it. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Meaning that testicle is damaged. All right. Could get damaged at birth. All right. Good. Read on.
Sir. And there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men.
Right. There are some eunuchs that were made of what?
Of men.
Meaning what? Like go ahead.
That mean men made them into eunuchs.
Yes. Meaning them heathens, when them heathens wanted male servants around their woman, right? These heathens will do what? Will cut the testicles off their male servants so they could be around a woman. Because without them testicles, you know what I mean, nothing is happening. You understand? It's everything is dead down there without them testicles. And it says some men are what?
And there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men.
Right. So you have one that was born a eunuch. That was not what? That was not voluntary. Right? The other one, right, was done, right, by someone. Right? And read on.
And there be eunuchs which made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake.
Right. These are eunuchs that were what? What type of eunuchs are these?
These are eunuchs would refrain from having sexual relationships for the kingdom's sake.
Yes. Yes. So these were eunuchs that were what? Starts with a V. That were volunteers.
Oh, volunteer.
They volunteered themselves to be what? Eunuchs for the kingdom's sake. Right? Meaning they wanted to what? They rather do what? The work of the Lord.
Work of the Lord.
Than to have a what? A woman. So they became eunuch. Right? So there's three types. One, you're born. The other was inflicted upon you. And then another one, you what? You chose to be one for the kingdom's sake. Right? Read on.
He that is able to receive it, let him receive it.
He that is able to what?
To receive it. Let him receive it.
What does that mean? Skip up what verse in 12, right?
This is 11, sir.
11?
Well, no, this is 12, Salakia. This is 12.
Right? Skip up to 10.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 10. His disciples say unto him, If the if the case of a man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry.
Right? It is not what?
Not good to marry.
Right? Read on.
It is, but he said unto them, all men cannot receive this saying.
Right. All men cannot what? Cannot accept this.
Can't.
Right? They can't accept this. Meaning, it's like you going to people, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. You go into a community and saying what? Christ is black. Some people can't receive that. They believe in Christ is black is almost like smoke coming out the ears.
Can't.
You understand? They cannot believe that. Right? Read on.
And this saying save they whom it is given.
Right. So you say this, you say save they to whom this is what? Is given. Meaning, if you could understand this, right? And not just understand, meaning if you can do it, right? What did Paul say? You remember what Paul said about brothers?
Can't, sir.
What did he say?
I think he says it's better for a man not to marry. Paraphrasing. Yes.
All right. All right, read on.
I did find eunuch when you're ready, sir.
Go ahead, read it for me.
This is from the Zondervan Pictorial Dictionary. Eunuch. A castrated man from the employment of such men as custodian or royal harem. The term comes from to designate an officer.
Right. So meaning this one is the one that was what? This was the second, first, or third?
This would have been when they made him a eunuch.
Yes. This is the one that was made a eunuch. Right? Read on.
Whether physically or in notch or not.
Read on.
And it says, let me see. It goes on to say, just give me a lot of other. It goes on to the Masonic law forbids these blemish by creation. Because it does have a lot.
Right. Yeah. What it's going into is just going into if you were born with an issue in your rod or with that growing area there, you couldn't come into the congregation. You couldn't come in until your third generation or something like that. You understand? Like, you know what I mean? In the Old Testament, you know what I mean, the laws were real strict. You missed a Passover, you were done. You understand? You would I think he was allowed to miss like 3 high holy days. He missed more than that, you was done. You understand? It was strict. You understand? It went by the letter. They put it like that. Whatever the letter said to do, that was going to be done. You understand? Right? No. Go to 1 Corinthians 7:7. And this might help explain that eunuch too.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 7. For I would that all men were even as I myself, but every man had his own purpose.
So what is Paul saying?
Paul is saying, when he say, for I would that all men would even as I myself, that he was saying that he is not married and he has dedicated himself to not have a wife, but to for the church to be his wife, basically.
Yes. Correct. Right? Correct. Paul is letting you know that he's not married, but he's saying, what is he saying? I wish what?
For I would have that all men were even as I myself.
Mm-hmm.
But every man had his proper gift of God.
Right. Every man has his what?
Proper gift of God.
It's a gift to go without ark. You understand? It's a gift. Meaning this. Meaning everybody have their strengths. You understand? Everybody have their strength. And this requires a type of strength ark to go without a woman for the word of the Lord. That requires a different type of strength. All right? Read on.
One after this manner,
Uh-huh.
and another after that.
One after what?
After this manner.
Mm-hmm.
And another after that.
And another after that. Right? Just then you know what I mean, they're different gifts. You understand? One after this manner, meaning what? This manner of what? A man not being what? Married.
Not being married.
Right? And then there's another after. You understand? Another gift. All right? Read on.
I say therefore to the unmarried and widow, it is good for them if they abide even as I.
You understand? What type of eunuch was Paul? Paul was a what?
A voluntary eunuch, sir.
Yeah, volunteer. He's selling unmarried and widows. You understand? It would be better. It would be good for them to abide like he abide. Right? Read on.
But if they cannot contain, let them marry.
Mm-hmm.
For it is better to marry than to burn.
You understand? Because when you burn, brother, when you burn, you understand? What happens when you burn? Why is he saying is better to marry than to burn?
So like I said, if I may.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think if I could understand the spirit, he's saying when you start to burn, you're gonna now be preoccupied with with the things of being married, and then you'll be distracted from the work.
Yes. Or you will act like a desperate, with a dog with his tongue out his mouth. You understand? All right? You'll be doing. That's why I say it's going to burn, because it's going to do what? It's going to hurt.
God.
You understand? It's going to hurt. Right?
God, sir.
You up there, you a black man, and you trying to be some Catholic priest, and you seen all that meat. You cannot touch that meat. You understand? Why you thinking most of them, in these organizations, these type of, abusing be going on? Because they are burning with lust in them. And they cannot control it. You understand? And Paul understands black people, Hispanics, and Native Indian. He understands them well. You understand? To give them this type of advice. You understand? So that we don't be going making stupid mistakes. Right?
Okay.
All right. So you're good with that, young man, with the eunuch? Or you still needed some clarify.
He's still coming and going, and his internet is still acting up, I guess.
Okay.
Okay,
no sweat. When he comes back in, then.
All right.
All right. Any questions?
Also.
None? Okay, let's go to how do you deal with demons?
My demons or other demons?
No, your demons. How do we? I should say, how do we? Meaning, how should blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians deal with the demons? Right? We should learn from who? Who should we learn from?
We should learn from our brothers are above us, and we should learn from the scriptures.
Right, and those brothers above us, who should they learn from? Or who had they learned from?
They would learn from Commanding General Yohana.
Yes. Who follows who?
Who follows Christ.
Yes. So let's start at Matthew, I believe, 4. Matthew's 4.
Verse 1, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
Right. So what is going on here? Now, just remember, take the spookiness off, right?
Answer.
Right? What is actually being said here? What is going on with Christ? What is he doing?
Is if I dare to say so, I think he is starting to think, and then thoughts are coming into his mind, which is being introduced by the devil.
Very good. And that's how you get tempted, right? Wait, how do you get tempted? Right upstairs.
On cancer, right in your mind.
Right upstairs, the temptation starts. You understand? Well, Christ was led away by what?
He was led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
You understand? Which means he was nigh unto being what? Asleep, basically. You understand?
Cancer.
You know what I mean? This goes to show you in your dream, and somebody bring pork to you, you better kick that plate. Throw that plate or fight. You know what I mean? You in your dream fighting, you win. You understand?
God.
All right. Read on.
And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward an hunger.
Right. And this is so necessary for us to read too, because what do some black people see to try and remove themselves from being complicit in a crime against the Lord? What do they see?
I don't understand your question, sir.
Okay. Meaning this. Right? You ever hear black people say, the devil make me do it?
Cancer. Yes.
Right? Right? But the devil can't make you do nothing. But he could tempt you. You understand? He could very well tempt you like he's tempting Christ. That's why it's so evil to say that what? Christ was some demigod.
Can't.
When you turn Christ into some demigod, now you're giving me excuse to do what? To be a sinner. Because I could never be like Christ. Come on.
Yeah, if I may, I think one of the prevailing things that I hear from people, which you're saying is so heavy, because what they say is that no man is perfect and no man can keep the law. Meaning, and so what they mean, obviously what they're saying is you can't keep the law, so you must continue in sin.
Right. And that's because you want to encourage people into doing what? Into being a sinner.
To be a sinner.
You understand? Right? Some Christian Catholic said, what? The church is the body of Christ, and thus is patterned according to his members. Right? The church is the so-called church, Roman Catholic Church, is not the body of Christ. It is not the body of Christ, right? No church is, you know what I mean, is the body of Christ. You understand? But in the ICPK, understand? We are that body. And how I know that we are that body? Because we follow everything in the Bible, right? Remember what Christ said. What came out of Christ's mouth? Christ said, ye shall know them by what? Christian Catholic, what did Christ say? Since you want to quote the Bible.
Know them by
What
their
did Christ
fruits.
say? Could you find that for me? Oh, I'll find it now for you. Because that seems to go over the head. That seems to really go over the head. Right? Because we know that. Go to Matthew 7 and 15. To Matthew 7 and 15.
Right? So this is the book of Matthew chapter 7 and verse 15.
Beware
of false prophets.
Beware of what?
Which come to you.
No.
Beware of false prophets.
Because why? Because there are going to be people that come in and saying what? What are going to be coming and telling you?
Here is Christ and there is Christ. And
you're right, but what do people in the Christian church come and tell you? If you don't follow my church, then you're not saved. You cannot be saved. Right? Good? Catholic Church famous for doing that. They're famous for doing that. For saying you if you're not a Catholic, well, you can't enter into the kingdom of heaven. You can't do this, you can't do that. Right? Well, the Bible is saying beware of what?
Beware of false prophets.
Beware of false prophets. Right? People who appear to be as prophets. But you're going to have to do what? To really see whether they're prophet. What do you have to do? Young man, what would you have to do? I know the Christian Catholic, he done drop his one shot and gone. He ain't stick around. Like every Christian that don't know the Bible wants to meet somebody who knows the Bible. Ooh, they're gonna tuck tail and run.
Can't. They can pick up their marbles and go.
Yeah. Right? Read on.
Can. Which came to you in sheep's clothing.
Which came to you in what?
In sheep's clothing.
And how do Christians come to you?
Nice and calm, sir.
Yeah, like a sheep. Like Christian Catholic. Trying to pretend. You understand? These priests have on what? Sheep's clothing.
Sheep's clothing.
So now it's not okay. Picture this. Picture a young man or a brother with his pants below his waist. You understand? Hat turned backwards. You know what I mean? And he telling you the word of the Lord. He telling you, yo, Christ is black, this, that, the other. Rah, rah, rah. Now, because of what they done did to us, the brother who actually is saying the truth, because the way he is dressed, you don't what? It look what? He looks what? Aggressive. He don't look like he don't look like he's in what? Sheep clothing.
Can.
So, in other words, you already turned off. So when you see boots, braids, and war scarf and fringes, brothers that looking totally opposite to the so-called preachers, they're not talking the truth.
So that is,
they're not. Come on.
If I may, because I'm battling that right now. And if you say a word with obscene language, one of the basic stuff, they wanted to throw the whole conversation out. They even want to listen to what you're saying.
Yeah. And what you're going to tend to do now is once you start to hit them another way, they're going to find some way to do the same thing instead. Try to throw the whole argument out because they really don't know the Bible. You understand? They recite the Bible like someone recites a poem. You know what I mean? Like whatever the pastor tell you, that's what you recite. But you never went and actually research it for yourself. Right? But when you come into this school, when you come into the UPK, you're taught to do what? Go do some research. Go read it for yourself.
If I may, what I've learned from you and the man above me is when you continue to talk to them, you will find out that they only want to stay in their sin.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
And yes, and that is something, as time goes on, you will get to realize how to pull that sin out.
Cancer.
What sin is that you're trying to hold on to? Oh, you love the oppressors. You want to be with the oppressor woman. You want to be with the oppressor man. What it is. You understand? You're going to figure it out. You like pork, shrimp. You can't give that up.
Cancer.
Oh, you like weed, like cigarettes. Oh, you can't give that up. You are a drug addict. Can't give that lifestyle up. Well, okay, no sweat. That don't mean I ain't talking the truth.
Cancer.
That just mean you want to accept a lie to live in a lie so that you can feel good about yourself. Right? But read on. Let's read a little bit more.
But inward they are ravening wolves.
But inward they are what?
Raving wolves.
They abuse kids.
Ravening.
They abuse kids in the Christian church. They abuse women. Who will harm one of the Lord's sheep? Who will harm one of the Lord's sheep? What type of animal harms a sheep?
Only the predators. Only the
yes,
wolves.
A wolf.
Yes. A wolf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And these priests, these Catholic priests, these priests in the Christian church, right? They are what? They are ravening wolves. They appear as if what? As if they're sheep, but they're not. If they were sheep, then a sheep won't harm a sheep, right? But a wolf will harm a sheep.
Right away.
You understand? Read on.
Ye shall know them by their fruits.
And this is another thing. You shall know them by what?
By their fruits.
What? Go ahead. What you saying, young man, Bryce?
Yes, by the fruits they should know them, by the words that come filtered from their mouth, and it should be with the word of God. Yeah.
Not just the word. That's the thing. If it was just the word, we'll understand. But when you start abusing kids, abusing women, now it's not just words. Now you are taking lives. You are deviant
action.
Yes. Now it's those action we're talking about now. It say, ye shall know them by their fruit, meaning what comes out of the Christian church. Because if the pastor, if he is sleeping with one of his congregation, a woman in his congregation that is married, what you think the men in there doing? What you think the woman in there doing?
They're doing the same thing with the leaders. Shakan.
Yes, they're going to do the same thing the pastor is doing because that's what he's teaching them. You understand? Just like the Catholic Church. There's tons of stories on the Catholic Church right now. You could go type it in on the internet. And we're in 2024. And you're still going to get stories on children being abused in the Catholic Church. The nuns being abused in the Catholic Church. You're going to find tons of stories on it. You understand? Which lets you know that is not the house of God.
No.
You understand?
No, sir.
That is not the house of God.
Can't.
It's saying, ye shall know them by their what? By their
fruits. Can't.
All right? So you want to go right there. When you're talking to a Christian and you want to cut him, you know what I mean? You want to go straight at, he on no time, you know what I mean? He on the clock. You know what I mean? You go right there with him and describe his congregation. Describe what's going on in the church. Describe it. Because it's a nightmare these kids are living in this Christian church. It's a nightmare these women, these men are living in the Christian church. Remember Eddie Long?
Sir.
Right? Eddie Long was doing what? He abused men who came to him because they needed a what? A father figure in their life. Somebody to look up to. He abused them. One of the boys say he can't get the smell off of him. He can still smell him when he's not around. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Just hearing that, I mean, it's make your paws raise. Like, it's crazy. You have a G5 jet. You have a jet. And you are taking that jet and using all the resources to molest children, to molest young boys, young men. You are filth. You understand? You are filth, and that church needs to be burnt to the ground. You understand? It needs to be burnt to the ground so that the Lord could look down from heaven and say, you know what? I see my people. They are trying to change. I see them. Right?
So that case, if I may.
Come on.
Yeah, what you're bringing out is so serious that but the Christian church, they've already taught all their members that they have to, just to forgive. So that's one of the things why they keep allowing that to happen over and over again, and nobody says anything.
Yes, that's it. Nobody says anything. And if you do go make a complaint, somebody in the church telling you to do what? Shut your mouth. That never happened. You only want to cause problems. That's all you want to do, cause problem in the church.
What they say? They say he's a troublemaker.
Yes. Why not investigate it? Why not see if it actually happened? All right. Good. All right. Now go back to where it was in Matthew 4. Yeah, we'll wait to see what Christian Catholic got to say. Just that name alone is, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Start at 2.
And let's clarify that also too. The Pope has nothing to do with Peter. The Catholic Church like to say that they could trace their faith all the way back to Peter. Peter was not a Roman Catholic. Peter was never part of that movement that you all went and created. Just like Judaism, that was created. All these religions were created. The Bible has nothing to do with religion. The Bible is a book of laws. You understand? It's a history book for Black people. It's a book. It's Black people constitution. Hispanics and Native Indians. The Bible tells us how we should what? How we should live. You understand? How we should treat one another. You understand? The Bible shows us example of when we made mistakes, of mistakes that we should not make. You understand? It's like your father sitting you down and coaching you and telling your son, don't do this. Don't go down this path. Why? Because your father more than likely went down that path and has what? The experience and the knowledge to know that you don't want to go down here. This could happen. And a good son or a good daughter will what? Listen to that father. And the Bible is trying to get what? Good sons and good daughters. You know what I mean? Oh, make good sons and good daughters. Right? So that when you read it, you do what? When you read the Bible and you recognize that you're not living according to this Bible, you should do what? You should
change
begin
and live according to the Bible.
You should begin to change. You understand? That's what you should do. You should start changing your lifestyle. You eat pork, now you start eating beef, goat, lamb. You eat shrimp, stop eating that. Start eating fishes with what? Scales and fin. And you start changing your whole diet up. You understand? Like we're gonna have to do it, or else, you know what I mean, this captivity go, you know what I mean, will get real rough for us. Think it bad now, it's gonna get real rough in a second for us. Right? Read on.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 4 and verse 3. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command these stones to be made bread.
So he's saying what?
If thou be the Son of God, command these stones to be made bread.
What is he saying here?
He's saying if you're hungry, you're the Son of God, you could turn stones into bread and eat and satisfy your hunger.
Yeah. Yes. I'll take that. Give me a little more.
Well, and I guess the main thing is he's suggesting what he should do. And if he follow that, just following what he's saying, that's where I think the temptation comes in, or where the sin starts.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, but okay, think about it this way, right? So remember, Satan is trying to do what? To Christ. What is Satan trying to do?
To want to act. The moment he gets Satan to act to what he said, then he's just about dead.
Okay, so so what is Satan trying to do to us? He's trying to seduce us. Right? Right? So he's trying to say, yo, read that from the top one more time.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 4 and verse 3. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command these stones to be made bread.
So he's saying if he's the Son of God, I mean, make these stones into bread, meaning do what? We ever hear drug dealers saying what? I have to do what? I have to go sell to feed my kids? You understand? What Christ would have said? No, you ain't know how to do that, You know how to do that, brother. You know, brothers sell their souls out to do what? For a job? You understand? To get a seat somewhere. Forget about all the morals and integrity. Forget about that. Why? Because they want to turn their what? That stone, that hard life into what? Into bread. Into what? Some way where they could eat. So instead of worrying about what the Lord think, you worrying about your what? Your belly. Because if you turning them stone into bread, is to what? It's to eat. You understand? So now, I might try to do what? Me and you might be on the job together, but there's a position coming up that's going to increase. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm working for what, $10. We working for, both of us working for $10 an hour. Now the position might call for $20 an hour, double your pay. So guess what? I'm going to try to double. You know what I mean? Backstab you.
Gotcha.
You understand?
Mhm.
That's what the Negroes do,
money.
sir. Yes.
You understand?
Gotcha.
Like we're gonna do that. That's not what we really do, but that's what we learn from the oppressor.
We thought that.
Right? Yeah, we learn that from him because his way of life is if you are in his way of his money, he's going to unalive you. You don't mess with his money. You understand? The reason why he slaughtered the Taino Indians is because of gold. It's because of the wealth that the Puerto Ricans had on that island. You understand? Right? That's not our nature, but we learn from him. And Christ is telling you, you do not have to live like that. You understand? He's showing you how to fight. Listen to what Christ is saying here now. Read.
But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
That what?
Man should not live by bread alone.
That man should not live by bread alone. You understand? Meaning you got all this money in the world, but no morals, no integrity. You're done. And Christ is trying to tell you, you don't have to live by money alone, bread alone. What you have, what we have in this truth.
Brotherhood, sir.
That's it. Brotherhood. Understand? Brotherhood. Read on.
But by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
That's how you live. You make every decision based on that what? That Bible. You understand? Everything, the way you live your life, you base it off the Bible. You understand? You don't go join, you know what I mean, any organization that's going to do what? That's going to infringe on you serving the Lord. You understand? Like we'll teach brothers what? Never go join Esau's military. Never. Why? Because now you're going to fight to uphold an evil kingdom. What? For money? For money? No. You understand? Most of our brothers and sisters become part of the LGBTQ community because of poverty, because of money.
Yep.
Right? Because I never heard about, you know what I mean, a starving or poor LGBTQ, you know what I mean? But some of our brothers, they starve and they turn to that. You understand? And now, all of a sudden, opportunities. I mean, look at the brothers in the entertainment right now. How many of them coming out and you seeing it? They're not saying it, but you're seeing it. How are you seeing it? If they ain't saying it, how are you seeing it?
Exactly, sir.
In
the mannerisms, you see it.
Give me a little more than that. Okay, for example, how do you know a police officer?
In his uniform.
How you know a nurse?
In her uniform.
So how do you know an LGBTQ member?
The way they dress is the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, the uniform.
The uniform.
You understand? So you see a brother in something that, you know what I mean, is to him is fashionable, and you could clearly see that's a woman pants you have on. That's a blouse you have on, brother. You know what I mean? Then you know that he is part of the community.
Answer.
And he is that part of the community. Because why? Because more than likely, he's doing it for what? For money. And Christ is saying, don't live like that. Live by the word of the Lord. Read on.
Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple.
Yeah. So
And
he said him at the pinnacle of the temple, meaning at the tip top. So you know, guess what? You are the tip top. What you seen everything looking down. Everything you seen looking down. Read on.
And he said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down. For it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee.
And what is he telling Christ to do? Okay, what does the pastor say they're telling Christ to do here?
To jump off the top of the pinnacle.
Yeah, which means he's telling Christ to do what?
To die or to tempt God.
To die. Give me another word. If I go to the a 10-story hotel, right? Or apartment, one of those apartment buildings. And I decide to dive off. What did I just do?
Oh, commit suicide, sir?
Yes. Right? He's telling Christ to do what?
To commit suicide.
Yeah, to jump off. The Lord gonna catch you. Right? Well, what Christ is gonna say? What Christ is gonna say?
That's you jumping off that. That mean you commit suicide. That mean you don't trust God. You don't believe in what you in the truth.
Basically. Basically. But what's the answer Christ gave?
Answer in verse number 7 of Matthew 4, Jesus said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God.
It is written again, thou shalt not what?
Tempt the Lord thy God.
Don't tempt. How you tempt the Lord thy God? For example, right? What did the Lord, what does the Bible say about a physician?
The physician, sir?
You know what the Bible say about a physician?
The one that say, physician, heal thyself?
No.
The one with Slaki, sir. I'm not sure.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to get it right now for you.
Cancer.
Go to Ecclesiasticus 12 and 14. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 14. All right. And I remember this, right? And once we go there, I think I could have, some things clicking in your head pertaining to what we're talking about.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 14. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him is a sinner is
Hold on.
is in his sin. Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Turn off and I'll check
Hold
it
on.
later.
No, it's Ecclesiasticus 38 and 1. Try that one.
Answer. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 38 and verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him. For
Meaning what? Simply what? What is the Bible telling you to do? Make it simple. What's the Bible telling you to do?
Listen to the doctor.
But for you to listen to the doctor, what you have to do? What's the first step?
Go to the doctor. Go to the doctor.
The Bible is simply telling you to do what? Just go to the doctor. You understand? You feel a lump. You feel a lump on your back, in your head. You know what I mean? You don't know where it come from. You're feeling sick every day. You're feeling sick. Just go to the doctor. You understand?
Cancer.
And honor what he has to say. But guess what? What some of us tend to do?
We don't go to the doctor.
So what do? We
self-medicate. We listen to other people.
Yes, we go to what we call, I don't know if you all call them bush doctors.
Yes, sir.
Go to a bush doctor. You understand? Because you think the real doctor, the one that's in the hospital saving lives, actually operated on people. Right? You think the bush doctor better than him. You understand? So when you have any type of heart issues or anything like that, you by the bush doctor and he telling you what tea to drink. Brother, you're provoking the Lord. You understand? Why not go to the doctor and try what the doctor telling you to do first? And then if you want to do what the bush doctor tell you to do that too on the side. But go to your physician. But some of us decide, you know what? I have cancer. I'm not going for chemotherapy. I'm going to try herbs. I'm going to drink herb tea every day. Come on.
So like I said, if I may, in my early part, being a part of one of the churches here, the pastor came up with his PSA was elevated, so he had his prostate started to get enlarged. And sir, he was praying for healing. He did not go to the doctor. He prayed that the Lord heal him.
And he died.
And he died.
Yeah, that's because you provoked the Lord. That's him. That's him committing suicide. That's him on a pinnacle and casting himself down and say the Lord gonna take care of me. You understand? That is suicide. You understand? And Christ is trying to tell you how to deal with suicide. Suicide is not the way out. You understand? It's not the way out. Doing that is not the way out. Right? Read on.
This is the book of still in Matthew or Ecclesiasticus, sir.
No, we finished with Ecclesiasticus. That's the only part I want today in Ecclesiasticus.
Okay. The book of Matthew, chapter 4, and back to 7. Jesus said unto him, it is written again, that thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. And verse 8, again the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them.
Right. And now, just think about it this way, right? Just think about it like this, ask young man Bryce. You can imagine growing up, learning, that's okay, learning that Christ was a regular man. When I say a regular man, he was born in the flesh like me and you, and reading this, and seeing that a man born like me and you able to fight his demons, you understand? We'd have been different men. Women different. You understand? But now you grow, you know what I mean? In these churches, they're making Christ seem as if he is this magical person, this demigod. When he was a brother and he was just the best of us. Why? Because he followed the Bible to the T. You understand? He obeyed God, the best. Right? Christ didn't sin. You understand? Me and you, we did. And he went on the cross to die for us, to give us a second chance. And now you're going to tell me we're messing around with that second chance? Right? And that's because of these black leaders. You understand? Because of them. Right?
Sir.
Come on.
I didn't realize when I first came into the truth, and y'all keep putting the emphasis and the blame on the Christian church. Now I'm coming to understand it. I'm understanding that all of the blame, really, a lot of it falls on the Christian church and all those other denominations with men set up.
Yes, because the Christian church should be a place where people go learn how to serve God, how to deal with family matters. You understand? How to deal with marital issues. You understand? You go to some of these churches and they will go, these pastors, and they're going to tell you, you and this woman can't live together. You're going to have to get a divorce. This man goes and marries another woman, have sex with another woman. That preacher is telling you, you're going to have to choose one. And you should choose the one that you married on paper too. He is destroying two families. You understand? Right? They are the problem. They're the issue. You get rid of the Christian church. You get rid of the Christian church, brother. You're going to start to do something in the black community. Straight up. You get rid of that church. You understand? What it's going to boil down to is the fact that what? You black, I'm black. Now, where do we go from here? You understand? Right? Read on.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 4 and verse 9. And he said unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me.
Say that one more time.
And he said unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me.
So he's saying what? Just in a nutshell, what is he saying?
To seduce him to worship him.
How do you worship
what I tell
him?
you to do.
How?
Well, according to the Christian church, that's what they really doing right now. They telling you one thing, which is not the truth, and then it doesn't line up. It doesn't line up at all. It doesn't. It don't bring no comfort. Don't bring an easement in your life. It just brings you a misery, and that's so sad. And and you've been to be indoctrinated with that in your spirit for such a long time. It really contaminate, and it causes a serious effect in our community, in our nation, in our home. And
that's right.
I thank God. I thank God. I come within this body to help me to steer me in that direction. And,
that's right.
I think Oscar introduced me into that.
That's right.
And
that's right.
I say I don't have not much to say, but I try and listen, observe, and then take it into my spirit that I can do better.
That's right.
The matter I say nothing right now. It is something that it transits in your body. You gotta grow, and you gotta grow. And as
That's
I hear
right.
the word, I feel more confident. I feel more confident.
Yes,
You know,
that's
how
you
I
hearing
feel.
the truth. You hearing the truth. The Bible
Right.
say, right? What the Bible say about the truth? The truth shall what?
It
Set you what?
Set you
free.
free.
Set you
Right?
free.
Or not
Yeah.
set you free, but make you free.
Make you free. Answer.
You understand?
Yes.
And that's the truth. That's you accepting the fact that yes, Christ is black. Yes, you know what I mean. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people. You accepting it, and now you're what? It's making you free. It's freeing up your mind from all the confusion the so-called oppressor put on us. You understand? Now this last part here, before we go, read that one more time for me.
Counsel. And the devil taking him up into the exceeding high mountain, and show him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and said unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me.
You understand? How do you worship the devil? Do you go drink blood? Chicken blood? Pig blood? You understand? You go cut a foul neck off and spray it all over the place? No. You just don't do what the Lord say to do. You don't obey the Bible.
Cancer.
You understand? What Satan trying to get Christ to do is not obey what the Lord say to do. And most of our brothers and sisters, they are not going to come in here because of their personal issues. Not because it's not the truth. Some women will come in here. Why? Because a man could have more than one woman.
Cancer.
You understand? Some men will come in here because their wife, you understand, will leave them if they come in. You understand? You're going to have to be that brother to what? Lose everything. You understand? Christ said, what does it profit a man to do what?
Gain the whole world and lose his one soul.
Yes. What does it profit a man to gain the wife he so loved and lose his soul? Can't love your wife more than the Lord, brother. Remember, the Lord is a what? The Lord is a jealous power. He is a jealous God. You put anything in front of him, he is going to be jealous and he's coming to see you. You understand? Because he allowed Satan to come and tempt you and you failed at it. How I know you failed at it? Because you know in the house listening to some woman telling you you can't serve the Lord. You understand? You listen to some man in the house saying you can't serve the Lord. When you should be able to what? Serve the Lord. You understand? You serve him. And you're going to see what's going to happen around you. Your eyes are going to start to open. What Satan does is, just remember what he does. He seduces you. You know, it's like a prostitute or exotic woman that has HIV or AIDS, right? And she seduces you and say, "Know what? You don't need to put that on. I'm good. I'm this. What? What? You don't trust me? This, that, the other. And brother, you sleep with her. How you gonna feel the next morning?
You only like that one.
Very bad.
Yeah, you're gonna be feeling real bad. Ain't gonna have enough soap on the planet to wash you clean. You understand? Ain't gonna have nothing on the planet to wash you clean. Now, guess what? By the time you wake up in the morning, you're gonna be feeling like what? You're gonna be regretting your mistake, and that's because you got seduced. You got seduced, and you listen to Satan. instead of doing what the Lord said to do. That's why we have rules in the school to try and help brothers and sisters. One of the rules is what? A woman or brother come into the school, they're off limits for what? 6 months. They here to what? Clean themselves of the what? Of the world. It's a reason why. You understand that this school has certain rules so that brothers and sisters, when they come in, they clean themselves. So they become somebody brand new. You understand? And all these temptation is basically all the temptations that me and you go about in life every day. Sometimes you're going to wake up and Satan will come to you and say, you know what, brother? You don't have to be in here with them, you know that. All you have to do is follow what the Lord says to do. You don't need to be with them. And you stop coming to class. You stop, coming around your brothers. Satan seduce you. Right? Next class, I'm going to get into, once you come in, where the scripture say, when you come in and you start to clean your house, right? Meaning you start to clean your soul, your body, and that demon leave you, 7 more coming. If you decide to leave. Meaning what? Meaning what? You leave out of here, brother or sister, right now, and you're going to be worse than when you came in. You think things bad now? You're going to be worse off when you leave out of here. Why? Because you don't taste of this truth. You don't taste it. And it tastes good. But Satan came and seduced you. Satan came and tell you, yo, what you're tasting is not real. I have something real for you to taste. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. We got some liquor. What's the nice rum on the island?
We got I guess we got the coconut rum. People like that.
Yeah, coconut rum. We got some. I got the real thing for you. You know what I mean? We could roll up some blunts. That is real. You can feel it. You know what I mean? You remember how it is when you got high? I remembered.
The island life.
Huh? What you said?
We call it the island life. The island life.
Yeah, I got that's what Satan gonna say. I got some island life for you, something from real to taste. This truth ain't you ain't feeling or touching nothing real. You understand? When you could very well, you could drink in here, just can't be a drunk. You can't smoke. You understand what I'm saying? But you could find ways to substitute enjoying life. You could go on you could go on trips. You could go to the club. Ain't nothing wrong with going to the club, not the strip club. You know what I mean? Go to, you know what I mean? You could go to a bar. Ain't nothing wrong with going to a bar, saying no, chilling. You know what I mean? Sip on something. Nothing wrong with that. You understand? But don't let Satan come and seduce you and tell you the truth is so strict. Why they have to be, you know what I mean? Why we have to be under surveillance like that? You understand? When you should enjoy being under surveillance, you should enjoy having brothers looking out for you and seeing if everything going right with you. You shouldn't want a brother who does not want that. He wants to be a sinner and he's hiding his sin. A sister who doesn't want it, she's a sister who is hiding his sin. And with my time in here, sinners come to light in here. You're a sinner, it's going to come to light. You understand? All right? And with that, as I say, next class, we are going to some more on it. All right? On how to fight your demons. And what was Christ doing here? What's Christ doing?
He's fighting his demons, sir.
Yeah, he was fighting his demons, but maybe I'm not asking it correct. Just for time's sake, Christ was fasting.
Sir.
Right? Remember, he was fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. Right? And when you fast, like Christ was fasting, he was what? He was building his spiritual strength. He was making his spirit stronger than his body. So now His spirit is in control of his body. You can't be in here and your body in control of your spirit. You understand? You're going to have to be in here and your spirit is going to have to be in control of that body. You understand?
Sir.
All right. Okay. With that, if you all have no more questions, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Oscar.
Let's clap it up. Okay, this is the security announcement. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3:8 through 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase that the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. The priest fund and free will offering for priests is not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, then you give. Upcoming Holy Convocation is the Lord's 55th Passover, which will be held in Durham, North Carolina, and the fee for everyone over 17 years of age for the all events pass is $200, and everyone is expected to pay that. You can also check the social media, isupk.com. You can pay your tithes there, and you could get any event and other material and other information there. If a brother or wants to be a trooper in the school, then he must start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headbands, and scarf. And with that, men of Israel, you give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel. Amajim, that means to stand. Amajim Shabbat. Barak. Yahweh Bayashim, Yahweh Shai Barakatah. You're muted, Captain.
Yahweh Bashim Yahshai Brakathum.
Shalom, shalom. And for any of the sisters, Yahweh Shema Alatam by Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shema Alatam by Hashem Yahshai.
Shalom. And that, class dismissed.
Solid.
Shalom.